but it looks good. The black is...
All right, my friends, I did a thing. You see that? That's the dashboard out of the 1965 Buick Riviera. I got ahead of myself, but let me catch you up. So the reason it's out is I have this Dashtop brand dash pad cover. I mean, the one that's there is pretty cracked and hammered, and other options are you could take it to an upholstery shop and have it upholstered in leather, vinyl, whatever you choose. This is a pretty economical option. You just have a little bit of extra stuff like taking care of the cracks to do. So how do we get this out of the car? Let me show you. So on the leading edge of the dashboard, there are 4 interior screws. The first thing you want to do is take those out. And then you have this center panel with the courtesy light and antenna. There are 4 screws underneath that you'll take out next. Then, with that guy slid down, it makes it very easy to get your fingers under here and pull the dash pad out. There are 2 fingers that hook into that little bracket there, and that is what retains it vertically against the windshield. Make sure you take the 4 little speed nuts and you, if they come off, which is very likely, they are kind of old, just make sure you put them back into place and keep all your hardware. Now is as good a time as any if you're going to replace the trim screws right here, if you're missing any or whatever you need to do. Also, if you need to service your switches, it is worth mentioning that the speaker grate comes out from the bottom. There are 4 screws, 1 in each corner there. They're kind of the old school nuts that kind of make their own threads as you go on the stud. Either way, pull those out. Now's as good a time as any to clean that up because it's a pain to get all the way up here and clean out those little ridges when you're detailing your car. Now, I'm just going to grab a grinder with a flap disc on it and take down these high spots. Now, if you look at it, this crack actually starts to form back here and lift the material away. So this has to be brought back down. All the cracks, when you look at them this way, they're like little mountains there that we got to take down. You could sand it, you could hit it with a grinder. The dash pad, the Dashtop instructions basically say just knock them flat. In playing with fitment, this leading edge has a lot of extra material that I'm probably going to have to burn down the edge a little bit. Somewhere, someone's going to hate me for what I've done, but that's okay. Basically, it looks awful right now. I basically took the grinder with a flap disc, flattened out all of the high spot cracks, and I also found that this leading edge was a bit too proud to sit nicely in the new dash cover. So I basically just ground it back a little bit. Basically, I just knocked my way through the vinyl, and there was already a void behind it. Like, this is just vacuum formed from the factory. So now I'm just going to go through, maybe scuff everything up, take care of any little loose jibbies, and get ready to put this on. It is worth noting that if you are going to change the color of your dashboard, you probably ought to take care of all these low spots and, edges and sides. You might want to paint them in the color that you want to be going to. For example, if we wanted to leave this black, I would probably take some black and paint the edges, paint this recess. I know I got to paint the speaker grill if I do that, but oddly enough, the black actually looks kind of cool in the car. It may stay that way. Not sure yet. Either way, this dash comes out pretty easy, so I'm not worried about changing my mind later. So before I go any further, I noticed I've got this little tiny crack right here. So for what I paid for this beast, truthfully, it's my dad's car, what he paid for it, we're going to reach out to the manufacturer, the people we bought it from, and see what we can do. All things considered, we're probably going to leave it black because it actually looks pretty freaking cool black. And given how easy it is to come out of the dashboard, we can always change the color later. So what's going to happen is I'm going to clean up all the corners. We're going to paint the recesses black. We're going to paint the side edges black, just so that way if any of it peeks through, it's all the same color. We're also going to clean up the speaker grate, but that's we'll get to that in a minute. now that both sides are clean, and believe me, that was a little bit of an ordeal, the dashboard, I would just spray Windex on it. It would keep coming up with stuff to wipe off. It was nasty. So now that it's clean, I'm going to wash my hands and test fit the dash topper on the dashboard and make sure everything fits. And then the instructions say specifically, do not apply the adhesive within a 1/2 inch of the edge or in the middle. So basically, it sounds like, 1/2, 3/4 of an inch in. You lay a nice bead around everything, and then you slide the dash top on top of it, clamp everything down. I also rated every quick clamp I could get my hands on, and hopefully we can get this thing to stick. Now we wait. I checked the instructions, and it's basically tack-free in 17 minutes, normal curing 24 hours. The dashboard is unclamped. Took a little bit of a sanding finish to get this radio vent bezel to straighten up. Test fit time before we decide if it goes black or brown. Ignore the dust on the window. Getting it cleaned up for cruising season. Here's how it looks from the outside. We're going to paint the vent to match the dashboard, whatever color that may be. But the black doesn't look bad at all. The black does go with the rest of the black on the dashboard. I don't know. Tell me in the comments, what do you think? Make it brown to match the rest interior? And that guy is who knows where that came from. Yeah, it'll get painted brown. But it fits nice. It fits over all the edges, does all the things. I'm pretty happy. We've decided we're going to go black. Right now it's getting coated in self-etching primer. Where'd these come from? I don't know. We found them in a corner of the garage. Although I do have Eastwood Underhood Black, which is about the right sheen for the dashboard. So after the self-etching primer dries, it's going to go black. We're going to keep the dashboard black, get it back together, run it. What's the worst happens? We don't like it and we paint it brown? No big deal. It's as exciting as watching paint dry. Now that this is all one color, just wait for the paint to dry, which shouldn't take long outside in the sun. So here's the speaker grate and the defroster grate with the Eastwood Underhood Black. It looks like it's going to be exactly the right color for that dashboard. So when we were putting this together, test fitting everything, we noticed there was a spot right here that just wasn't stuck down that well. So I used what was left in the tube, a little bit of a syringy application, squirted it in there, and taped it down, put some more clamps on it. So that's going to be dry. And my dad had ordered a new speaker to go in place of the original one. We don't know how old it was. It was crusty. It needed to be replaced. So it didn't come today like it was supposed to. The paint's still drying. The glue's still drying. Unfortunately, I'm kind of at an end here because in the morning I got to start driving back home 2 states away from here in Utah. So my dad's going to be putting this back together. We did see it test fitted, and I'm pretty sure he's going to send me an image that I'll include somewhere in here of the finished product. Guess what? Some time has passed. I'm back. I'm here to help finish up the dashboard on the Riviera. A little bit grayer in the goatee, some time has passed. Anyways, going to get the speaker set up into the dashboard, getting the grate set back into the dash, and then this guy gets to go back into the car. Battery died, but the dashboard is in. Yes, we went with black, even though it's got the fawn interior. Part of it was, let's just try it, see what it feels like. Worst case, it comes out and gets painted, dyed, whatever. But it looks good. The black is correct. There's a lot of muscle cars and stuff from that era that had black dashboards. It goes with the black trim underneath. I don't know, I think I like it. What do you think?
I really like it with the black. It goes with the base color here on the majority of the dash. And if you were going to get picky, these pieces have been repainted so many times that it doesn't even match here. So
fair enough. All right. I think this is back to a finished condition.
Yeah.
So that wraps up the dashboard on one of the most beautiful cars in the whole wide world. We're going to go get some gas in this thing and take it for a little cruise on this beautiful day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.